Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is. You hear this message. I pray that you're poised to receive, to accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. I'm going to let you in on a little secret joke of life that you discover as a teacher, as a counselor, as a priest, as a change agent. People are um, kind of overrun by this internal conflict. We all have an internal conflict. It's inescapable. We want improvement. We want spontaneity. We want all the excitement that comes from getting better and moving up and moving on and taking on new frontiers. But at the same time, we are supremely addicted to habits. We get so much comfort and so much satisfaction and gratification and sense of normalcy from things being predictable, things being consistent, things being orderly, things being as they were before, being able to find what you were looking for when you wanted, as it was yesterday, the day before, or the day before. Those two things contradict one another because as you improve, then things are going to change. You start getting what you want, then that's going to affect everything that you got. So there's no way that you're going to be able to fulfill your desire and your need for change and improvement without interrupting and disrupting everything that you know to be normal and real. So it stresses you out. Success is a major stressor. You buy a new home, you move, and then you've got to figure out how to move around the house. It stresses you out. This is so deeply ingrained in humanity that when Nelson Mandela, who had been in prison on Robben Island for like 26 years, right? It's a long time. And he was on a kind of a house arrest. He wasn't in a cell. He was in a house. When he became president and was released, and he had a house built on the same floor plan as his jail, right? Why? Because the man he's old now. He was in there 26 years. So let's say if he went in when he was 50, now he's 75, 76 years old. You get up in the middle of the night, he's got to go to the bathroom. He don't want to be trying to figure out which way to walk in the dark to get to the bathroom. He wants to know 5 steps to the left, then go 2 steps, and then on your right hand side there's the bathroom. So we need a certain level of consistency in our lives to just minimize stress. Okay. So the reason why this matters is because you need something in you that will help you improve and make things better, but at the same time enable you to override your need for consistency and order. And there are two things that I know for sure that will help you transcend your need for order and consistency. One is inspiration. The other is desperation. When you're inspired enough, no obstacle will be too great. When you're inspired enough, no amount of confusion will be too daunting. When you're inspired enough, no number of gloomy gray days will be able to dim your light. Likewise, if you're desperate enough, no number of enemies will make you cower. If you're desperate enough, no amount of hunger will make you feel or submit to weakness or you know what I mean, that the lack of energy. No matter if you're desperate enough, hunger will not be enough to debilitate you. If you're desperate enough, no no degree of ignorance. It doesn't matter if you don't know the first thing. If you're desperate enough, it doesn't even matter. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to have a clue. If you're desperate enough, you will show up and you will put your head down and you'll start working and you'll keep working until it's done if you're desperate enough. Okay. And so these are things that you may know. You may have experienced these at different points in your life. I personally have lived and triumphed and transcended and accomplished great things in the sense that they enable me to overcome limitations that were imposed upon myself or limitations that were imposed upon the outside environment. I've been able to overcome those things because of sometimes desperation and other times because of inspiration. And so I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, you've got to be prepared. You've got to be knowledgeable. You got to be skillful. You got to be, a lot of things that are just basic, basic, basic. You need to be disciplined and focused and consistent in your own behavior and your habits. That goes without saying. Inspiration and desperation are not enough on their own. I'm not trying to tell you craziness, but I'm telling you that at every point of the journey, at the beginning, at the middle, or the end, and anything in between, you have got to be able to tap into your highest inspiration and your deepest desperation. You got to be able to turn it on in a nanosecond. You got to be able to go there and be fully inspired. Sometimes the situation will dictate that you are just overrun with inspiration. And you're just brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. You're generating your own internal sunshine because you're so inspired. Your vision is what will give you that, right? Likewise, desperation, right? Desperation is more like, this just can't continue. I can never go another day like this. Not this can never ever happen again. I will never experience this ever again in life. Okay. And I think that when you think about, I know that when you go through initiatory rites, okay, and here's the crux of the lesson. When you go through initiatory rites, you get initiated into Orisha, or you get initiated into, you know, um, any kind of an ancestral society, right? What they're doing is they're taking you through, it's a mock, it's trial, as they call it. Not a court trial, but trials and tribulations trials. They take you through, they reenact trials and difficulties that will awaken within you. They take you through the steps and the paces to awaken within you the activities associated with inspiration and desperation. If you know the stories behind why you're doing different things, then you'll understand what they're doing is they're taking you through the paces to code into you that energy of inspiration, or to code into you that energy of desperation, or to activate that code. Probably better stated is activating the code of inspiration, code that activates desperation within you, so that as you face different circumstances, you're poised to respond, right? And meet the situation and define it with the energy that is necessary for you to transcend the limitations that have been imposed upon you from the outside world, or in limitations that you yourself are imposing on yourself because of your conditioned mind. Either way, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you have the energy within yourself. And if I will tell you, you have been initiated. Now it's time for you to initiate yourself. How does one reinitiate himself? One reinitiates himself by talking, but not talking too much, by drinking, but not becoming drunk, by eating, but not eating too much, by spending money, but not going into debt. Okay, these are the practices of discernment, of discipline, of self-awareness that allow you to continually go forward and master yourself and master yourself and master yourself, right? But as you're going through the acts in your day-to-day life, what you're doing is you're tapping into your sense of inspiration. Where am I going? What is it that I want to accomplish? What is possible for me? Why was I born? What is my contribution? Desperation. Why does this matter? Why can I not compromise? Why is loss not an option? Why is death not an option? Why is defeat not an option? What is it that I'm defending, that I'm upholding, that I'm doing that is utterly essential and cannot be negotiated. What is it? I have to tap into those things. You have to tap into those things. And that's what's in you. That's your gut check, right? That's the gut check that you got to be going through. And you, in the best case scenario, you need to be able to reinitiate yourself, as Ifa says. You got to be able to face yourself and activate those energies voluntarily on your own. Don't wait for someone else to do it for you. Don't wait for someone else to bring it out of you. Cultivate the habit of activating your inspiration and your desperation at will so that you can be constantly driving yourself forward no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who's around you or who's not around you. The difference between being good and being great is your ability to tap into this energy of inspiration and desperation at will. This is crucial for everybody. Anybody who wants to progress, this is important for you. Because, like I said in the beginning, what's going to happen? As soon as you start making a little bit of progress, you're going to find that it's interrupting your life. You're going to find that it's making you uncomfortable. It's making the people around you uncomfortable. Every little bit of success that you get is going to create another kind of a hazard or another kind of heartache. And so you need something that's going to make you continue to go forward. Okay. This is essential for all of us because we want to grow and change, but it's quintessential for the leaders, for the ones who are going to stand and deliver, not only for themselves, but for other people, the ones who are going to be a beacon for others, you who are going to organize and create circumstances so that other people can also experience growth and change and transformation and improvement. You are the leaders, and you're the ones who I'm really talking to. I'm desperately, desperately, desperately in search of leaders who are committed to improving the world through positive influence. If you're one of those people, then I want you to find out how Obafemi Origunwa and the Odisha Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the next level. Please visit me at obafemio.com or odishalifestyle.com, and let's start working together to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you are destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. We got this. Bye for now. Odabo.